Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, Dare to be Daniel. That'll be the title. And we've been singing this song like 2 weeks, correct? And kids know this song, the Daniel lyrics. So, let's read the text. Daniel 6 and 13 to 23. I'm going to read about half of them and I'm going to go back to the place. Daniel is one of the exiles. The people were getting into the captive. Jerusalem taken over by the foreign country, Babylon. A lot of war, battle was fought by God's people, pagan people, and the king. So those are the characters in the book of Daniel. So Daniel chapter 6, verse 13. Then also they said before king that Daniel, which is of the children of captivity of Judah, because not thee that decree, O king, no, decree that thou hast assigned, but makes his petition 3 times a day unto his God. Then the king, when he heard these words, he swore displeased with himself, set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and the Persians is, no decree nor statute, which the king established may be changed. Then the king commanded that they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king said unto Daniel, Thy God, who thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. Verse 16 once again. King commanded, they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. And the king said to Daniel, May your God, whom you serve, continually rescue you. Let us pray. Dear Lord, we come to you as a prayer, and to you and open our heart. We have heavy heart. So many services read in the last week alone. Funerals after funerals. Some unexpected and some separation come unto us. Lord, together, let us see the vision. Let us see your hand touching our heart. In the eternal age, you live upon the throne. Us standing here, this side of eternity. Let us see you and find a way to praise you and honor as we live day by day. And I speak the word come from your wisdom. So this moment, give me the word I need to preach. Let us share with you this moment. Again, be with the people who who is in trial, who is in this painful situation, Lord. Give them strength. Give them comfort. And let us know you still control the universe and upon our lives. On heavy heart, we pray unto you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Yeah.
So King put this Daniel to the den of full lions all over the place and said, may God rescue you through the night. So what's going on? Daniel was carried out from Israel, mentioned Israel, this Babylon. So since he is the starch, some people notice he is some different. You live and you grow up. It's Piney Road, Lewisville, you know everyone. And some people come and some people leave. At that moment, this Babylonian Empire, there are so many foreigners come to this empire and build this great nation, they thought. Who was the king? King Nebuchadnezzar. Majestic, almighty. But the king had some problem. I'm going back to chapter 4 of the Daniel. King of great nation, right? All the economy is good, everybody's happy. So he was taking a nap. Chapter 4, verse 4, I Nebuchadnezzar was at home in my palace and contented and prosperous. I had a dream that made me afraid. As I was lying in bed, image of the vision that passed through my mind terrified me. So I commanded all the wise men of Babylon, brought before me, interpreted the dream for me. Taking a nap in a dream. I dream. Last night I dreamed. Do you know what I was dreaming? My former student. That's a good thing or a bad thing. One thing, you work 8 hours a day, and some work some more during the dream. That's not good to me. They won't pay you.
They won't pay for it.
I don't know what I'm reading. So Daniel was called. You know, all the intelligent people, I'm reading all the coronavirus because my son comes from China and those things. Do you remember about 10 years ago, SARS? It's a coronavirus of the different species. And SARS was from China also, killed about 700 of the people died, and Japanese was in China and they got scared and a lot of unknown things. And this is similar to numbers going up is much steeper, slope. It's not good right now. But I'm reading all the, help me out, Miss Ashley, genetic, those DNA of these plants, and can tell the history, where they've been, what happened to them, and how do they move from animal to human to human. And right now they were talking about in the air, breathing. And the contagious is very, very strong. The scientists is working day and night, and with the technology, this cycling, this DNA, and it's like used to the fingerprint, ID. Fingerprint, well, my iPad got fingerprint and opens up. Okay, those DNA has all the fingerprints all over the place, and tell where they come from, where it's from, and most importantly, we cannot take vaccine. Because this spring, summer, it's in the but come back to that cold weather, what's going to happen? They come back. But I heard this DNA cycling and making sure this works. I was wondering, have you ever heard Ebola, uncured, deadly disease in Africa? I didn't hear any more for a long, long time. You know what happened? They got all the DNA and they got the cure, the medication group, kind of control, so that all the numbers way down. So we're hoping the new strain get control. Right now, it just opens up everything. Coming to this unknown things, we get scared. Dream a dream, never need unknown things. Somebody tell me what's going on. That's what Nebuchadnezzar said. So Daniel was called and interpreted the dream. I'm reading from chapter 4. The verse 19. Then Daniel, also called Belteshazzar, was greatly perplexed for a time. His thought terrified him. King told, I dreamed this dream. Daniel, I heard you interpret the dream. Would you tell me what's going on? Before say a word, Daniel was highly upset. The message interpretation is very drastic. It says, verse 19, at first Daniel, who had been renamed Belshazzar in Babylon, had upset. The thought that came swarming into his mind, terrifying him. Belshazzar, king said, stay calm, don't let the dream and its interpretation scare you. King said, don't get scared. It's my dream. Why are you upset? Daniel says, my master, I wish this dream was about your enemy, and it's interpreted for you fools. The tree, Nebuchadnezzar saw this big tree growing all over the place. Birds were singing, shade, all the animals under the tree. The tree is growing all the way up to almost heaven. Great giant tree. Then all of a sudden, cut off. So, Your Majesty, this is the interpretation. Decree a most high issue against my lord the king. You will be driven away from the people. You will live wild animals. You will eat grass like ox. Be drenched with the dew of heaven. 7 times will pass for you until you acknowledge that Most High is a sovereign over all kingdom of earth. This tree was your kingdom, but what happened? It just cut it down like nothing, because God Almighty is much greater than your kingdom. You have to realize that. So verse 27, what Daniel said. Therefore, Your Majesty, be pleased, accept my advice, renounce your sins by doing what is right, your wickedness by being kind to the oppressed. It may be that then your prosperity will continue. Change your way. God is talking to you. Did he change? Nebuchadnezzar, just like a diamond, when people thought he lost his mind. King of Babylon, Majesty, all of a sudden speak no word and start eating grass, running over the field. Stay all night, get beat. Just like a dream. After his death, his son took over. Belshazzar, great king, King Piney. You know how great this Babylonian is? Because of this empire of Babylon, understanding and teaching mathematics. Babylonians are so smart, they can say there's more than 10. There's a number system, and we still respect that history of math. There's so much going on in the Babylonian Empire. It's just like all the technology going on everywhere in the world. Okay, at that time it was in Babylon. This mathematics going on. Now, King Nebuchadnezzar passed and gone. All the truth fell. But this Belshazzar, took over the kingdom and do a great work. Majesty. Just like a father, I don't know, father or blood related, whatever the former king and next to him. God will say that. But they'll say they're just doing the same mistake. I'm the greatest. I can do everything. You better listen because I'm the greatest. They had a banquet. Called everybody. There's a sushi all over the table, I think. The banquet, they're drinking, dancing, eating all over the place. And all of a sudden, this is chapter 5 of Daniel. King Belshazzar gave the great banquet, and 1,000 of his people drank wine and drinking, bringing gold, eating, be merry. I don't know, because they are drunk. Verse 5, what does it say? Suddenly the finger of the human hand appeared and wrote the plaster of the wall near the lampstand in the royal palace. The king watched the hand as it wrote. His face turned pale. My face will turn pale also. If you see the hand, somewhere comes up, start writing some unknown things. So king started calling. If anybody can interpret what that message is saying. Enchanter, astrologer, diviner, fortune teller, psychic, whatever. Would you, anybody, tell me what's going on? And guess who was coming? Daniel. Verse 17, chapter 5, verse 17. Then Daniel answered the king. Let me interpret. King was offering all the gifts, purple robes, gold and silver. It's all yours. And Daniel said, may keep your gift but yourself and give your reward to someone else. Nevertheless, I will read or write before the king and tell that it means. Verse 18, your majesty, most high God, gave your father Nebuchadnezzar sovereignty and greatness and the glory of splendor. Because of high position, he gave him the nation of the people of every language dreaded and feared Nebuchadnezzar. Though the king wanted to put to death, he put to death those he wanted to spare, he spared. Those he wanted to promote, he promoted. Those he wanted to humble, he humbled. But when his heart became arrogant and hurting with pride, he was deposed from his royal throne, stripped of his glory. He was driven away from the people, even the mind of animals. He lived with wild donkeys, ate grass like an ox. Remember what happened to the king of Nebuchadnezzar. Verse 22. Daniel said to the king, but you, Belshazzar, his son, have not humbled yourself Though you knew all this, instead you have set yourself against the Lord of heaven. You had the grove, your temple brought to you and your noble, your wives and your concubines drank wine. So the message is here. This is right on the wall. Verse 26. Here's what these words mean. God has numbered the days of your reign and brought it to an end. You have been weighed on the scale and found wanting. Your kingdom is divided, given to the Medes and Persians. Your days are come. End of your glory is come. So Belshazzar did what he had promised. Put Daniel in purple, drilled a great golden chain in his neck, promoted him to the third in charge in the kingdom. But what happened? That same night, the Babylonian king Belshazzar was murdered. Darius the king, meaning the 62 years old man, was a new king. So obviously, I'm getting this point. Obviously, King Darius knows those two kings' former mistake. Daniel said, change your life. God may spare your life. They never did. So King Darius of the Median took kingdom, and the respect of this Daniel. So praise in the nation, powerful praise. But the people does not like this foreign. What do you think? We are the Babylonian Empire. You just came from this little town of Jerusalem, trying to control this Babylonian Empire. So people are trying to find some fault in the life of Daniel. So finally go to the chapter 6. People will start picking on Daniel. Chapter 6, verse 5. It said, finally these men said, we will never find any basis of a charge against this man Daniel, unless it has something to do with the law of his God. I love the story of this Daniel. And there are so many famous paintings. This old man standing, age of 80 years old, I'm not sure. Some people said he was much younger. But this is the third generation. The king came through, so maybe old and lion, standing with these hungry lions all over in the den. But the message was way before. Listen, this verse 5 It's a key part. They could not find any fault in Daniel's life. And they, the people against Daniel, they are the one acknowledge he got so much connection with this, his God. Oh my God. Can you see that? Even the enemy acknowledged his God through Daniel. So decree was made in the 30 days. You cannot worship anybody but this King Darius. Fixed up just for Daniel. Because Daniel will keep on worshiping this holy God 3 times a day. People knew that. Tricked that. That's the only reason King have to call Daniel to come and put him into the lion's den. So the verse 13, the text was read. They said to the king, Daniel, who is one of the exiles from Judea, pays no attention to you, your majesty, to the decree of you put right, and he still prays 3 times a day. When the king heard of this, he was greatly distressed. He was determined to rescue Daniel and made every effort until sundown to save him. King Darius knows from Nebuchadnezzar, from Belshazzar, he's a God's messenger. I don't want to be against him. But decree is a decree. Verse 15, then the man went and the group of King Darius and said to him, remember, your majesty, according to the law of the Medes of Persia, no decree or edict of the king issued can be changed. You made this king's seal, cannot change. So the king gave order. They go down and threw him into the lion's den. But at the same time, king said to them, may your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you. May God rescue you from this trial. The stone was sealed. It is on signet ring and with the rings of law. So the Daniel situation might not be changed. Then king returned to his palace, spent the night without eating, without any entertainment being brought to him, and he could not sleep. King acknowledged Daniel's worshiping God. So verse 19, at first light of dawn, break of the day, next morning, king got up, hurried to the lion's den. When he came near the den, he called to Daniel in the anguished voice, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions? Answer me, Daniel, you still alive? Daniel answered, may the king live forever. My God sent his angel and he shut the mouth of the lion they have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight. Nor have I ever done any wrong before you, your majesty. So the last verse of the text was 23. The king was overjoyed and gave order to lift Daniel out of the den. When Daniel was lifted from the den, no wound was found on him, because he has trust in his God. Now that's what the chapter said. All the accusers are going to get into then riots, divorce, everything. But the point is, more he came out. There's so much going on in our lives. When the Jerusalem, when the temple was destroyed, when the Babylonian came and took over everything, all the gold, silver, all the vessels, destroyed the temple. They have sold all its gold. But the people by people who believe the God of is eternal, will never forsake us, and believe in God still in control, they prayed and prayed and continue to worship God, because our God is living God. The message today is the same. We are worshiping God, living God, create this universe. Yes, we are unknown thing, this disease and dying people, cancers, all the sickness going on. But we cannot stop worshiping God. We cannot stop trusting God, because God of Almighty will deliver us. Book of Israel, chapter 6. King Darius made a decree. King Darius then issued an order that search in the archives stored in the treasury of Babylon. So the scroll was found in the citadel of the Ecbatana in the province of Media. And this was written. Memorandum. In the first day of King Cyrus, the king of issued a decree concerning the temple of God of Jerusalem, that the temple be rebuilt, placed to the present sacrifice, and let its foundation be laid. Verse 5. Also the gold and silver articles of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took from the temple in Jerusalem and brought to Babylon, are to be returned in their palace. In their place in the temple in Jerusalem. They are to be the house of God. So verse 11, furthermore I decree that if anyone defies this edict, being to be pulled from their house, and they are to be impaled on it, and for the climb their house is to be made out of the rubble. May God, who has caused his name to dwell there, overthrow the king or people who lift hands to change this decree, or destroy this temple in Jerusalem. I, Darius, have decreed. Let it be carried out with diligence. So the people went back to Jerusalem, start building this temple, build back up, just like it was. Verse 13, then because of the decree of King Darius, he sent all the governors start working together. Build a wall, build a temple. Verse 14, they finished building the temple according to the command of God of Israel, the decree of Darius, Artaxerxes, king of Persia. The temple was completed on the 3rd day of the month of the Adar, the 6 years of the reign of King Darius. Then the people of Israel, priests and Levites and the rest of the exiles, celebrate the dedication of the house of God with joy. There's the story of the 3 Hebrew children. There's a story about this Daniel. And many more, I believe, not mentioned in the book. But those are people who carry the message, God can do mighty power. Even though the world is turmoil, even though the temple of Jerusalem is leveled down to the ground, that's not the time to stop. That's not the time to turn around. That's the time to look forward to God and let the God work to the ground up and build a temple again. There to be done. It's not where the lion stands important. Most important part was when Daniel was in the decree, said, do not pray. Do not have a prayer. But to keep on worshiping. Whatever the situation comes up, he kept worshiping God. That's the reason God answered with this lion's thing. Because of faithful Daniel, faithful God answers. Same way we are going through so many things. Be faithful and look toward God. God will answer. That's the message. Dare to be done. Be like God. Let's do